Mr. Weber, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Grant has my paperwork.
I apologize.
Okay. Mr. Ballard.
Here.
Mr. Demakia.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Present.
Mr. Sturgill.
Here.
And Mr. Williams.
Here. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have a motion, we're going to change the order of the meeting because what's going to happen is we have an executive session at the early phase, and then we will have a student-led pledge and all those things, so we'll wait until we come back out to do that. So right now I need a motion to go into executive session for items A, 2, 7, 8, B, C, D, and E.
So moved. Support.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay, for just to read them, A2 is employment, A7 is compensation, A8 is investigation of charges and complaints. Item B is to consider the purchase of property for public purposes or for the sale of property, competitive bidding. Item C is conferences with an attorney for the public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. Item D is preparing for conducting a review, negotiations, or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. And item E is matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or rules or state statutes. Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mr. Demakia.
Can you repeat the motion? Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
And Mr. Williams.
Yes, we expect this will be approximately an hour or so. So you all are free to stay or leave or do whatever you want. We are going to go to the library. The first thing we have is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Tonight we have Mervyn Gully from GJW. He is the son of Irvin Gully Sr. and Marquilla Bennett. Mervyn has two siblings, Destiny Myrix and Erica Lyles. Mervyn has future goals of attending the United States Army and later becoming a lawyer. His interests include reading, the dance team, and working on his goals. Here is Irvin Gully.
I will gladly start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Langston Hughes. I stand in honor to the power of words, his words. Black man, black women, and black children. Black family, black community. Our unity. The sanctification of our great nation. Capable youth leading a generation. Mr. Hughes spoke of dreams, thus I speak them too. Imparting wisdom from him to me, and me to you. Dreams by Langston Hughes. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Thank you for your time that you gave me.
And we'd also like to thank Miss Nettles, his language arts teacher, who was here with him, as well. Ms. Nettles, thank you. Now for the Board of Education, Dr. Graham. Thank you very much, sir.
Well said, Irvin.
This time we'd move on with recognition of visitors, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Superintendent Dr. Graham, President Williams, board members, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Martha Smith, and I'm here as chairperson of the BIOC committee to give our annual report. Since its inception in 2002, the Bond Issue Oversight Committee has provided oversight of state and local funds spent from the OFCC project. To date, 10 elementary buildings and 3 middle school buildings have been completed. The brand new Lorain High School will open on schedule this August. In addition to the 14 new construction projects, 16 demolition projects were also completed. The demolition of the former Southview High School remains to be done once the students are moved from the new high school. During the calendar year 2015, the Bond Issue Oversight Committee met twice to review the investment returns and the progress of construction or demolition for the projects underway during this time period. The committee felt that since the project is winding down, it was not necessary to meet quarterly. The minutes of those meetings are attached for your review should you desire further detail. Interest earnings over the life of the project generated a total of $10,649,947.68 through the end of December 2015. The investments from the local share generated $9,355,681.92, and the state share earned $1,294,265.76. We are using a total of $281,235.74 on LFI projects. That's the refurbishing auditorium seating, additional academic space, and an auditorium, and have $1,074,446.18 remaining in the local share interest earnings. The state share, which can be used on any overages, remains intact. As of December 31st, 2015, no further funds from the local share were invested because we are now using those funds to pay for construction. In your packet is a brief summary of the investment activities provided and prepared by Productive Capital Management, a division of Meter Investment Management, through December 31st, 2015. I will let you peruse those figures. The benefit analysis shows that additional interest earnings net of advisory fees for the project to date have exceeded over $400,000. The LCS building project financial summary as of December 31st, 2015. The balance expenditures, $177,612,111. The balance in reserve, $30,209,999. $944,973. These figures represent a time frame of January 2002 to December 31st, 2015, and include costs for contractors, construction manager, former and present, and architects. We are continuing to expend funds from the project funds, so a final accounting will be provided at a future date by the construction manager and/or finance department. However, according to our construction manager, Hammond Construction, it is anticipated that the high school project will be approximately $800,000 under budget, and the district-wide project is anticipated to close out at approximately $4.5 million below budget. This is based on spending no money on Fairholme and Irving demos, since they were sold, and does not include costs to demo Charleston, and is also assuming that we can finish abating and demolishing Old Southview at the current budgeted amount. The 2015 BIOC recommendations to the Board of Education. With one demolition project remaining, the project in a sound financial state, it is recommended that once the new high school is operational, the BIOC committee be dismissed from their duty and the final accounting on the project be reported by the construction manager and the district's finance department to the board. Our committee's conclusion. The committee is pleased to report that expenditures have been appropriately made since the beginning of this project, and we are confident that this will continue through its conclusion. Investments were monitored and interest earnings maximized until such time as the funds were not available to be invested due to use on the project for paying construction costs. Please be aware that we have been expending local share funds and the interest earnings as we move through the construction phase of the new high school, with its additional academic space and a new auditorium. The taxpayers of Lorain should be proud of the progress made and how diligent the district was in making sure that their tax dollars were invested wisely and appropriately expended. As some points of interest, Mr. Mantini, who has served on this board, this committee, roughly estimated that the tax revenue generated from this project for the city of Lorain was approximately $1.6 million. I'm sorry, $1,600,000. This does not include the money spent by construction workers in our local restaurants and other businesses. Additionally, to give you an idea of cost-saving measures taken by Mr. Weber, our treasurer, on behalf of our taxpayers, the bonds were refinanced twice during his tenure for a total savings of over $1,900,000. On behalf of the BIOC, I would like to thank the board for the continued opportunity to provide input and recommendations on this exciting project for the benefit of the students of Lorain City Schools. Respectfully submitted, Martha Smith. If I may, Mr. President, take a moment to personally and publicly thank Mr. Jeff Hawks and Mrs. Maggie Carter and their staff for the professionalism and the dedicated service they have given to this project and to our committee. They have been exemplary in their handling of this long-term project, and this school system has been fortunate to have had them in your employment. And I thank you very much.
Thank you. And we would like to thank you for your service. You've been part of it since before most of us were even sitting up here. And your diligence and your attention and your commitment is very much appreciated. And so please pass that to the rest of your committee members, that we are grateful and thankful to you for the work you've done on our behalf and the behalf of our students.
Very happy to do that, Mr. Williams. Thank you.
Thank you. Jim, would you like to have a comment? Because I know you followed this piece very long.
Yes, the commission, or the committee, the Bond Oversight Committee, has been diligent in monitoring what was going on and how our money is being spent. And I also want to thank Martha and her committee, most of whom have been on it for a number of years. And the purpose of the committee was to keep the public informed from the very beginning. As Martha pointed out, 2002 was the year that the bond issue was approved by voters in November of 2001, and bonds were sold. The way you can, when you get into a project like this, a $216 million project, for which the district had to come up with 19% of the money, you sell bonds. Once the levy passed, then the district, and Dale was not the treasurer at the time. I don't know, he was not. But in any case, the bonds were sold, and the tax dollars that are raised from the levy are not to build the buildings or demolish them. The bond money did that. What the tax levy is for, to pay the bonds off, which I think will be in 2023, about then.
Yes, right around there.
Yeah. So even though the project ends, the bonds will still be being paid off. And the reason that we were able to accumulate the $10 million was because in about 2005, the state came back on their own and decided to change how the project was being funded. Up until that time, the costs were split, with the district paying 19% and the state paying 71%. At that time, yeah, that's right, or whatever it was. At that time, the state agreed to pay 100% of the money until their money ran out, which is just happening, as Martha said, now. And it's because of that we were able to put our money, which at that time was about $35 million unspent. And CD rates were good. And that's how that $10 million was accumulated. It was only through the goodness of the state deciding they would use all of their money first that we had an opportunity to invest. And when she mentioned that the bond rates were renegotiated to a lower interest rate, it wasn't that. It was great because we were paying less money. It's like having your home loan renegotiated by the bank to lower your interest rate, which means you're going to pay the house off sooner. So it's been a wonderful project, and because of the Bond Oversight Committee, it has stayed in the public domain as it should have. Thank you.
Hey, where's Martha? Martha, one more thing. I talked to Mr. Hawks about a month and a half ago, and we did find one more investment spot in something called Star Ohio, and it's going to earn about 0.4% interest, which is like triple what we have been getting. So we can squeeze another $20,000 out of it the next couple of months. So, yeah, of interest earnings. Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Great job.
Yep.
Great job, Dale.
Thank you. Moving on. Yes, to you, sir.
Thank you. And early college and all the College Credit Plus options have been a topic of conversation lately, and I asked Amanda Haney, who's our liaison with the college and actually runs Titan College and all of our College Credit Plus programs here on campus, to educate us on and update us on exactly where we are in terms of early college, Titan College, and all of the other options our students have.
All right, good evening. So this evening I'm going to go over with you some of the new information regarding College Credit Plus, because I understand that there is confusion with College Credit Plus. We're going to talk a little bit about early college, Titan College, and the enhanced partnership with LCCC briefly. So first, the College Credit Plus update. College Credit Plus has replaced the old PSEO, or the old COP as it was called. College Credit Plus is through the state. It's an option for students to earn dual credit, which means they can earn high school and college credit at the same time. Students can earn credits over the summer now, so they can earn more credits while they're in high school, so there's more time frame for them to earn the credits in. This now starts at 7th grade versus 9th grade, which is where it used to start under the old PSEO. It's free when the students attend a public institution. If they can also do it through private institutions, but there may be fees included when it comes to books or just general fees. But because we partner with Lorain County Community College, it is free to our students. They are required to be college ready in at least one subject area. And for us, we use currently the COMPASS test to measure that, or ACT or SAT scores. Students can earn up to 30 college credits a year and cannot exceed 120 over the time frame while they're in high school. Additional benefits include that the students can still participate in career and technical education programs that we have at the high school. We currently have 14. Next year we have 2 new programs coming on. They're hybrid programs, which means they're career tech programs and College Credit Plus programs at the same time. So students will be earning college credit while progressing through the career tech program. This is the medical assisting program and the STNA program. So if you've been through the high school, you can see that the new labs are up and on their way. Students will also have the opportunity to leave with industry credentials, which means they'll be able to go straight into the workforce. The STNA is an 8-hour program at the college, and they'll do it over the 2 years in high school, and then they'll take the STNA in the summer, so they'll be able to go work in a nursing home upon graduation. For the medical assisting gives you the 1-year certificate, and you'll be able to go and work in the hospitals. College Credit Plus, as far as it's concerned with the high school, it's important to remember that the rigor is there. The teachers are required to be certified through the college as adjunct faculty members. So LCC for us actually does the credentialing of the teachers to make sure that they're vetted properly and are eligible to teach the college courses. So they are considered adjunct professors. The requirements include either a master's degree in your content area or a master's plus 18 hours in that content area. So you could have a master's in special ed and 18 graduate hours in history or chemistry and teach that course as well. So for a brief overview of early college, most of you are already aware it's the combined program for students to earn the associate's degree while in high school. The early college program that we work with they work on earning their associate's degree, and this does start at 9th grade. This is generally set up for students of first-generation families, and they must pass their 7th grade OAA math and reading. Currently, it's done through a lottery. There are 20 students that come from Elyria and approximately 60 that come from Lorain, making up a class of 80. In the past, it has ranged between 100 or 80 students for the incoming class. We currently have about 253 kids in the program, 68 of which are from open enrollment from other districts. And this is the breakdown per grade level. Financial considerations currently, the cost for teachers is $682,737.04. For the teachers that are out there, we have 7 teachers that teach out at early college now for 9th and 10th grade. The bottom cost is an addition. That is the cost of early college itself, as well as busing per year. The reason that the price fluctuates is because it depends on how many students we have per year. So that's the fluctuation. The reason that we were able to continue with early college over the next 3 years in the phase out is because LCC did a wonderful job of not revamping, but changing the program, making some changes for the positive definitely will be great for the continuation of early college. They're moving towards the co-requisite model, which allows the college to receive more state share of instruction for the program, and they're also able to reduce the per pupil cost by 20% to the district. Moving on to Titan College. Titan College is very similar to early college, so it's going to kind of sound like I'm repeating myself a little bit. Titan College is a program where we partner with LCCC, and we offer students the opportunity to earn their associate's degree while in high school. They can start as early as 7th grade, and we do have a class in 7th and a class in 8th grade that they can take to kind of get a little bit familiar with the college experience. They can earn the Associate of Arts or the Associate of Science because we do have teachers credentialed to teach that at the high school. It is tuition free. They can take courses in the summer, and the benefit is that students do have access to our extracurricular activities such as band, choir, ROTC. They can also do the career tech programs and participate in sports. The differences between the two really are college readiness. Students that enter Titan College do have to test college ready in at least one area. Right now, the only area that we need them to test college ready into until 10th grade is reading. Once they enter the 11th grade, they do have to test English and math ready. There is some flexibility in that between the junior and senior year of high school. In the early college model, they do not have to test college ready to get in, and actually they don't have to test college ready to get into some of the courses either. I believe that they do that along the way. And then location, obviously, early college is located on the LCC campus. Titan College will be located on the new high school. The nice thing about going into the new high school is that we will have the opportunity to organize and structure the way it's set up. So the teachers will actually be in the same area of vicinity in the high school. So they will have the opportunity to say, go from their biology College Credit Plus class straight into their history College Credit Plus class across the hall. So all the teachers will be located next to each other in that program. And then also, we do have the enhanced partnership with the college. Hopefully, coming online next year, we'll have the LCCC Outreach Center on our campus. So they will have access to admissions services, testing, financial aid, advising, tutoring, things of that nature. And then where the Outreach Center will be located is in Building C, right across from Career Tech. Any questions?
Questions from the board?
Yes. One of the statements you made at the very beginning in terms of College Credit Plus is you indicated it was free. I think is that accurate? It's a cost to the district, correct?
So it's free to students.
Okay,
I guess
yes.
I should specify.
Yes. So for us sitting up here, it's not free. For them out there, maybe. For us, it is. So what is the cost? For example, a student is in Lorain schools all through the year, and they take summer courses, correct? If they wish to. That charge comes back to the district at what cost per credit hour?
So we have a 3-tiered system for how the district is billed for courses, and it depends on the teacher credentials. So for some of our teachers who are fully credentialed, it's $40, $150 a credit hour for the district for that student. And then it goes up from there. I think it's $52.50 for a teacher who's teaching with a mentor. And then for a student who would take a class in the summer where they wouldn't be with our specific teacher, it's $81.50 a credit hour. Yes?
Two things. Number one, if possible, I'd like to get a printout of the PowerPoint.
Of course, it's on board docs, and we'll have it on our website. We'll get everybody a hard copy who wants one at the table.
Yeah, in case other board members might want to, because if you get questions from parents, you'll have the information.
Certainly.
The other thing, is there a plan in place to notify parents who might want their child to go through early college that they now have to open enroll in Elyria schools?
My understanding is that decision has not been finalized. Elyria has not made a final decision, so I'm sure once that's been made, Elyria would notify anyone that would want to. As far as our students, we're encouraging them to pursue the Titan College model. We have sent out postcards that you have
Right.
in the last week. And that's the info nights because by law we're required to have information nights. We have those for all the different grade levels coming up.
Well, information in both papers led me to believe that the plan was already in place that any 8th graders who wanted to begin early college next year would have to open enroll in Elyria. I was not aware that it was not finalized yet.
To my knowledge, the last I had heard, it was not finalized.
Okay.
Dr. Graham, do you have anything?
I have no further updates, no.
Okay, that's good.
I would assume once it is, though, we would make our parents aware of that.
Dr. Graham?
Would we educate our parents on Illyria's programs? My guess is that college would reach out to our students.
Well, I mean, but the parents have to know that's what they have to do. That's all I'm saying, is they get an announcement that they should contact Elyria if they're interested in early college.
I mean, as students call in, we are notifying them that if it's still an option they want to pursue, that calling Elyria would be in their best interest, since we don't have.
I just want to make sure parents know that.
Sure,
Yeah, thank you.
great point. Any other questions?
You take
None
it
from
the
us.
audience?
Audience, if you have any questions.
Sure.
As far as my daughter's in early college, do we have to notify the high school that she's going to continue that by April 1st according to school policy for Ohio education?
So you're referring to the College Credit Plus. Students must notify their principal or school official if they're planning on participating in College Credit Plus.
Here that they have to, the school's supposed to notify the parents by March 1st that they have that option to go to early college.
I believe that it's supposed to notify them that they have the option to do College Credit Plus. Early college is grandfathered under the College Credit Plus law.
That's what I'm saying. She's already in it. So do I have to send it to the high school saying that she's going to continue with that program?
No.
And are they going to notify any of the students that has the option to go to option B and go to the college program?
Sorry. Go to,
There's some water.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand your question.
Okay. There's an option, according to Ohio State schools, that they have the option to go to college if they take option B. And all they have to do is notify the high school that they've chosen to go to a college program, according to this, is what I'm asking. So any student, even though they're discontinuing the early college program, they have a right to know that they can opt out and go to, if they have the grades and the criteria to go. Are they going to notify the other parents of this?
Sure. Yeah, we are notifying the students that they can attend the college itself.
I'm sorry, if we could do this, because I want to make sure you get clarification, the exact right answer. If perhaps you can get her information, and then you guys can talk, so you can feel a little bit more, you can get closer, we can eliminate all these other barriers, so that you can get the exact answer you need. Is that okay, Dr. Graham?
Yeah, please. And our goal is to coach our students accordingly, to let them know all of their options. So yes, to your question.
Her child is already in early college. She doesn't, you don't have to do anything unless you want to change.
Interested in going to
Right.
college for this program, and
Right.
according to the state Ohio policy, they can opt out.
That's correct.
And the school, the money goes to the thing.
That's
That's what
correct.
I'm asking.
Yes.
Other students want to know this.
Yes, we coach our students and educate our students and their parents accordingly. Yeah, our goal is to make sure our students get the education they need based on whatever their niche happens to be. So yes.
But they can take the College Credit Plus on a college campus as
That's
well
correct.
as at the high
Yes.
school.
They can take it on a college campus,
and the district would pay
or they
for
can take
that.
it on our campus. That's correct.
And the district pays
It's
for
it's the
that.
parent's choice. That's correct.
Okay. I think that was for me.
Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sandy, I appreciate that. Very, very well done.
Better than we do.
And again, the PowerPoint will be posted on our website, and board members, I was just informed, I thought it was on board docs. It's not. We'll get it out to you very soon. I was reading my response. Yes,
Get mine in a hard copy.
we'll get yours in a hard copy.
I'm cheap. I don't like to use it.
Charge him for it.
Thank you. At this time, we would entertain the first hearing of the public. If you would like to address the board, you feel free to come to the podium. There should be a log there where you can write your name and your address, and then you have about 3 minutes to ask any questions or make any statements to the board at this time. There will be a second opportunity at the end of the meeting. Yes, ma'am, please.
I wasn't planning on this, but I am a parent of an early college kid, 2 of them. And thank you guys. And at least they get to finish. And I know you've tried, so thanks.
Thank you. And again, we appreciate your patience throughout. I know it's been very emotional for a lot of people. And Kelsey, is that right? Yeah, but we've met a couple times. And again, what we've tried to do is, throughout the process, is to listen and learn more. And the goal was to try to find ways that were cost effective and ideally let our current freshmen, all of our students who are currently enrolled in the program, finish out. And with the help of Dr. Church and the college, they came up with they found some additional funding that I think just made itself available the morning before I met with the students, and allowed us to save the 20% that Mrs. Haney mentioned. But also the program redesign, and I agree, I think it's going to be a more powerful program, also allowed us to save some money on our own. But the other part of what we went through was to try to find out what made early college special, other than the fact that for some students it was appropriate just to be on a college campus. And we learned about some of the programs and some of the support. So our goal is to try to duplicate some of those in Titan College to, again, make sure we're meeting the needs of all of our students. But thank you. I know we went through a lot, so I appreciate your patience throughout that. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. At this time, I need a motion to approve or amend signed minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Demakia?
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
And Mr. Williams?
Yes. Any old business, gentlemen? This time, report and recommendations of the treasurer. Mr. Weber.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. There are 4 items on the docket this evening. The first item is the January 2016 financial reports. Item 8.02 is purchase orders requiring board approval. Item 8.03 are expenses requiring board approval for the Board of Education, and 8.04 are donations. And as a footnote to 8.01, we're starting to get in February and March, we get our tax revenues in. So by the end of March, I'll know where we are for the first half tax collections. So I'm always excited to get those because it'll end up the fiscal year collection package. So I'm hopeful we'll be doing a good job here by the end of the month here. So
Thank you.
I can take 8.01, 2, 3, and 4 together if you would.
Please.
Motion to approve 8.01 through 8.04.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Demakia?
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
And Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have.
And report and recommendations of the superintendent, Dr. Graham.
I would like for the board to consider the approval of 10.01 to 10.06 personnel matters.
Motion to approve 10.01 to 10.06.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Demakia?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill?
Yes.
And Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And I would like the board to consider the approval of 11.01 to 11.08 operations matters.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Demakia?
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
And Mr. Williams?
Yes.
I would also like the board to consider the approval of 12.01 and 12.02 other matters.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Demakia?
Yes.
Mr. Sturgill?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
And Mr. Williams?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Is there any new business for discussion? This time we'll take committee reports or requests from board members.
I have a short report. I mentioned at the last board meeting that House Bill 420 was working its way through the legislature. That would prohibit the state from including students who had opted out of state assessment exams from being used in the calculation of the test scores. It also had an amendment on it that would penalize teachers if they told parents that they had the right to opt their children out of the exam, which they clearly have the right to do. Since then, in talking to Mr. Damon Asbury at the OSBA and State Representative Dan Ramos, I have learned that, and Dan was totally against the amendment. He told me that has now been put on hold because the state now says that they will, on their own, calculate test scores by both including and by not including students who have opted out. Now, when they include a student that has opted out, it's a 0. It's like not answering a question on an exam. It's just like you answered it and got it wrong, so you might as well guess. So now, as I understand it, the House Bill 420 is on hold because the state apparently is voluntarily going to do it by calculating with the students who have opted out included, and then doing it with them not included. And there are currently 56 bills in the legislature that would have some effect on school districts that the OSBA is monitoring. Thank you.
March 7th, 6:30.
Okay, we will now have the second hearing of the public, and I know there are just lots of folks who are just waiting to come up and talk to us for the next hour and a half. No takers? Thank you. And I guess the next thing is the announcement of our next board meeting, which will be March the 7th, 6:30 p.m., back to our normal place, Charleston Administration Building. And at this time, gentlemen, I would like if someone would provide me a recommendation for adjournment.
So moved. Support.
No discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Sturgill.
Yes.
Mr. Ballard.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
And Mr. Demakia.
No.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.